पॉलिसी बाजार पर 1 करोड़ रुपए का टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस केवल 450 रुपए महीने से शुरू। वाह!
Now, India is taking precautionary measures to avoid a COVID surge in the country after cases are rising in China. The Union Health Ministry decided to hold mock drills at all health facilities across the country on December 27th. This after there was a COVID alarm in multiple countries due to a surge in infections in countries such as China. Now, this is just a precautionary measure to ensure readiness in the availability of oxygen support and ICU beds, among other preparedness, just to ensure that we don't face a situation like this second wave and that we're prepared just in case there's a surge in cases. Now, India has also ramped up airport screening. RT-PCR test has been made mandatory for passengers from 4 countries at airports. Passengers from China, Japan, South Korea, Bangkok are being tested, and symptomatic passengers at airports will also be sent to quarantine. Now, it's important to mention here that there's no need to panic at all in India yet. That's what the government and experts are also reiterating, and the numbers really show us that. India's COVID cases are the lowest since March 2020, and there's an average of 165 daily new COVID cases being reported, which is the lowest in 2 years. Now, my colleague Vedant did a check on what are the measures being taken at the airports to control the COVID surge.
A word of caution for international passengers now. 2% of passengers in a particular flight will have to undergo random sampling, random testing on arrivals. Other than that, passengers coming from South Korea, China, Japan, Thailand and Hong Kong will also have to present a negative RT-PCR test, and they will be quarantined if they show symptoms or if they test positive. I have some passengers here on international arrival. Sir, where are you coming from?
I'm coming from UK.
You're coming from the UK. Yes. Sir, now of course India really also on alert after the COVID scare in China. Do you think that proper precautions are being taken, and now of course 2% of passengers in a particular flight will also have to go random testing?
Yeah, it should be done like that, but I haven't seen anything testing like that inside.
Okay.
But yes, we are taking the precautionary action.
You're wearing masks?
We are wearing the mask, yeah.
Yeah. So did you see, passengers undergoing random testing inside, or, precautions being taken, on board, and during deboarding as well? Was physical distancing, etc. maintained? Because that's also part of the advisory.
Yeah, well, none of this was maintained, to be honest. So once we got off the flight, I saw there was a 2% thing that you mentioned.
Right.
And none of this was maintained.
But the 2% random testing was done?
No, this wasn't done. We didn't see this happening, and we had quite a big flight as well from Dubai. And in front of us, no one was tested, and there was no social distancing maintained while boarding the flight. No one was wearing a mask. I think we are probably one of the named few that were wearing a mask.
Right. All right. Thanks so much, sir. Where are you coming from?
From Germany.
From Germany, sir. Now, do you think that proper precautions are being taken inside airports, inside flights? Now, of course, the government has said that physical distancing has to be maintained during deboarding, and masks have to be, masks are advised to be worn. So, how much of that do you see actually happening?
Only I could say that 2% people were wearing masks.
Yeah.
The social distancing was not there.
Yeah.
Yes, I can see some counters who are doing the tests, but
yeah.
I'm not very sure that whether it's a 2% or 5%.
Right.
I was not being called.
You were not being called. Okay, thanks very much, sir. So you're also joined by a few other people here. Let's get in a word from them as well. Sir, आप कहाँ से आ रहे हैं?
मैं आ रहा हूँ रोमानिया से।
रोमानिया से आ रहे हैं। सर, अब ये बताइए कि अब ये इंटरनेशनल अराइवल्स पर थोड़ी सी कोविड प्रोटोकॉल और मेंटेन होने लगी है, 2% लोगों की रैंडम टेस्टिंग भी हो रही है, मास्क भी एडवाइस करें, आपने खुद मास्क पहना, तो आपको लग रहा है कि प्रिकॉशंस लिए जा रहे हैं, टेस्टिंग हो रही है एयरपोर्ट्स में भी?
हाँ, हमें लग रहा है टेस्टिंग हो रही है
जी। आपकी फ्लाइट के भी लोगों की टेस्टिंग हुई?
हाँ, सबकी हुई है।
अच्छा,
मेरे पास रिपोर्ट भी है इसकी।
अच्छा, okay. So here of course people saying that precautions are being maintained, people are following COVID guidelines. Sir, if you could if you just want to speak to us, sir, where are you coming from?
Yes, रोमानिया यूरोप कंट्री।
रोमानिया से आ रहे हैं आप। सर, ये बताइए कि अब यहाँ पर एयरपोर्ट्स पर भी कोविड प्रोटोकॉल को लेकर थोड़ी और सख्ती बरतने लगे हैं लोग, 2% लोगों की स्क्रीनिंग भी हो रही है, तो आपकी फ्लाइट में ऐसा कुछ हुआ? और कितने लोग मास्क पहने थे? डी बोर्डिंग के समय फिजिकल डिस्टेंसिंग थी?
सारे मास्क पहने थे फ्लाइट में।
अच्छा,
हाँ जी,
फ्लाइट के अंदर सब मास्क पहने थे। और डी बोर्डिंग के समय जब आप लोग उतर रहे थे तो फिजिकल डिस्टेंसिंग वगैरह के लिए
डिस्टेंसिंग था।
डिस्टेंसिंग था। और स्क्रीनिंग रैंडम स्क्रीनिंग हुई?
यस,
Random screening bhi hui. All right. So well, passengers here, in a sense, reaffirming that random screening, random testing taking place. Well, India on alert. However, the government has said that there's no cause for panic, and the focus remains on COVID-appropriate behavior and also making sure that COVID infrastructure is in place. That is something that the government has been emphasizing on. In fact, a 6-point advisory was also issued to states saying that oxygen supply has to, be in place. Oxygen cylinders, an inventory, a stock of oxygen cylinders is also to be maintained. Other than that, oxygen generating plants, liquid oxygen, all of that has to be in place well in advance. But here, as far as airports are concerned, random screening has begun, and for passengers coming from several countries, it's important for them to show a negative RT-PCR report as well. In New Delhi with camera person Mohammad Mursalin, Vedant for NDTV.